Hi, it's Vince here on the Grojo. I've taken to going up to the allotment very early in the morning at the minute. I'm just going to be quiet and stop waffling for a couple of seconds. And that's why. Absolute peace and quiet. All you can hear is the birds, hardly anything else. Right in the end of rural Northamptonshire. Now these things look kind of luminous in this light. That's how the sweet corn's doing. Now the sweet corn were doing brilliantly, but we have a problem with them. They're short. There's a couple of reasons why they can be short. One could be lack of nitrogen, which when you look at the centres, there's that really deathly, slightly yellowy, anemic look about them. But I wouldn't have thought so, because if you look on the plot next door, look at that for nettles. Nettles are gross feeders of nitrogen. But I think this is the dry weather. The dry weather has stunted them slightly, stopped them going to where they want to go. Some are alright, but it's not a wonderful story. Now we go on to something here, and this is a mixture of batoli beans, runner beans, and sweet peas. Now they're growing nicely, and you can see the runner beans at the back are really getting halfway up their poles. But these fix their own nitrogen. They don't have to bother about the nitrogen in the soil. They have a bacteria, and that bacteria snatches it from the air and locks it up as nitrates. And then the beans, peas as well, feed off those nitrates. We're off on the next piece now, and you can see, if I carefully walk over it, minding my peas and beans, that is how the galoshes are looking. They are absolutely full of cauliflowers, Brussels sprouts, and I think it's going to be Savoy cabbage as well in there. But this one, not so good. The plants aren't doing quite so well. It could be a patchy distribution of nitrates in the soil. It could also be I've got more slugs this side than that. And we go over. Let's have a quick look and see how the pumpkins are doing. Well, these are pumpkins. I think you were there when I planted them. They're doing quite well. And then you've got courgettes. And there you can see, if we're going close, the first courgettes are setting. Setting is where they just don't fall off and fade away. And you can see these are traditional courgettes. You can get round ones as well. They're more awkward to slice, but never mind. And then we go on all the way through to different kettlefish here. These are more round courgettes. And you can see how they're flowering. This time of the morning it's great to see because the flowers haven't faded at all. These are the size of flowers. To be honest, if that wasn't a courgette, you'd grow it as a garden plant, wouldn't you? What you can do, this is a female flower. You can see a tiny round courgette underneath the flower, ready to set. What you can do to make it set is take a male flower. These are yesterday's male flowers, and then you want to take off, hard to do with one hand, so you've got all the pollen there, and put the pollen directly onto the centre of the female flower. There you go. Now that should set us a courgette, which is handy to know if it's a cooler day or a hotter day when the bees just don't seem to be quite so busy. But here we're going on these. Okay, now we go over to something we looked at a little while ago, which was, don't break my neck, the radishes. Now the radishes you watch me put in These have been under a cloche. They've managed to escape the worst ravages of flea beetle. Oh dear, peace and quiet destroyed. And here they are growing nicely. But you can see it's only been like a week or so. We can get in on this one. The radishes are beginning to swell already. Now they should be picking in a couple of weeks' time. They grow very quick, radishes. Well worth doing if you've got very little patience. And these tangly things here are cucamelons or mouse melons. We'll talk more about them later. They're quite fun things. And now we go over, these are all cucumbers. And again, if we look closely at the cucumber plants and look amongst them, you can see little cucumbers. There you go, there's one. You can treat them exactly the same as you do the courgettes and put the male flowers on the female. And they're growing nicely. These will be a few weeks away before they start popping. And over we get. Now there's a bit of a mixture here. These are going to be squashes. And these are butternut squashes. There's many different sorts of squashes I grow. I grow them quite randomly. More courgettes. And there we go. There's some later squashes. And this, we'll finish up this grojo, are the peas. Now you can see all the weed around them. That's what happens if I don't hoe. But the pea plants are growing fantastically now. And they're ready to have the nets taken off and some sticks put in so they can grow up nicely. And then I can actually hoe them. And then over the back you can see they really want picking out nicely. There's some carrots and some chard. They're growing nicely. I've managed to hoe amongst them. I've really got to pick through these. This is the bit I've rotivated, so it's going to be very weedy. Okay, that's the grojo for today. Just a recap of one or two things that are doing on the allotment and on this morning at 7 o'clock. Look at this sunlight, isn't it beautiful? Anyway, it's me for today.